New York Jets and the Houston Texans. Yeah. All right. We thought we had a bad game in one of the other games we were talking about in the Falcons and Jags. How about the Jets and the Texans? Right now, the Texans are favored 2.5 to 3 right now in favor of the Houston Texans, a total of 44.5. One thing we do know in this one is Zach Wilson back in the saddle for the Jets. Mike White got COVID and Joe Flacco was a close contact. Joe Flacco being unvaccinated means he has to miss at least 5 days, which will make it to where he has to miss this game. So Zach Wilson will start for the Jets here. Steven, do the Texans, first and foremost, do the Texans deserve to be a favorite over anybody, even if it is the Jets?
Hang on, I got to take a sip of whiskey before I talk about these goddamn teams. This is just fucking terrible. All right, now I can talk about these putrid, terrible teams. To answer your question, no, the Houston Texans shouldn't be favored over anybody. And I think I'm actually pretty comfortable in betting the Jets this week. If I can get a +3 for the Jets, I'm betting it and I'm feeling pretty good about it. If I can't, I think as we record this, there's a lot of 2.5s all over the place. I would use the Jets as a +8.5 teaser leg here. That works for me too. I was optimistic when Tyrod Taylor came back for the Texans, but he's just been completely underwhelming in these two games. 4.1 yards per attempt passing and only 9 points and 3 interceptions against Miami. And then against Tennessee, 4.5 yards per attempt passing. And the only reason they won that game is because they had +5 in the turnover differential in that one. So the last 3 weeks for the Jets offense, 6 yards per play. And what's more impressive, they've had an incredible run here with 3 different quarterbacks. They faced the Bengals, Colts, and Dolphins all over 6 yards per play. And they did it with Mike White, Josh Johnson for the majority of the game against the Colts, and Joe Flacco. So We know the offense is fine. We know schematically the offense works. So do I think Zach Wilson is going to come in and perform better than he did earlier in the season? I do. This is a soft landing spot against the Houston Texans. 4 of his first 6 games in his NFL career were against the Carolina defense, a healthy Denver defense, and New England twice. That's a murderer's row. So I'm confident that the scheme is fine, that the offense is fine, and that Zach Wilson's going to do enough here to cover this +3 or +8.5 on a teaser leg if we don't get the +3.
Brad, people are going to look and see the Texans beat the Titans last week, and they're going to say, oh, wow, look at this. They win 22-13. Well, look, the Texans did have the ball to go down and tie. And then really the Texans were just a massive beneficiary of the worst game that Ryan Tannehill's ever played as a professional football player. If you take a look, Tyrod Taylor was 14 of 24 for 107 passing yards. 5 of those 14 completions were behind the line of scrimmage, and 28 of the 107 yards that he got were passes on completions that were behind the line of scrimmage. So we're talking about like a putrid offensive performance from the Texans as well that just benefited off of all of these turnovers that the Titans gave to them. I'll ask you the same question. Do they deserve to be favorites over anyone in this league right now?
No, definitely not. I mean, they cannot pass block. And for all the Jets' faults, I mean, it's mainly secondary. I think they do have some good horses up front. So, I think it's going to be more of the same for Tyrod in these last couple of weeks. And I like Stephen's point a lot there that, Zach Wilson came in against a murderer's row, and now he probably still holds onto the ball too long. We can probably expect that from him. He said he's going to try and play more, like Mike White, right? More dump-offs when it's not there. But he's still got that aggression in him. But he's playing the perfect team this week that doesn't have a pass rush whatsoever. So, yeah, I am waiting for a Jets +3, a full 3. But I think that is actually quite a valuable bet this week.
Yeah, here we are across the board again, guys. Like I don't see any way in God's green earth that this Houston Texans team should be favored against anybody. I don't care if it is the Jets. You take a look here, and they've done absolutely nothing on the offensive side of the ball, and basically everything that they've been able to do from a point scoring perspective has been handed to them by the other teams. And there is at least a little something to that, but I don't think that we're going to try and read into turnover luck and all of that with this Texans team. It's just, look, they're bad. they're not better than any other team, and giving if like you said, Brad, if I can get a full 3, this Jets bet is going into my account for sure, because there's just no way in the world that I can back a Texans team here. And the other thing, look, there's something to be said for Zach Wilson. Even though he wasn't out on the field, he's still been in the NFL for a month longer now, right? I mean, he's been absorbing and understanding and seeing things that work and don't work and all that stuff. And so he has at least been in the league longer, and sometimes sitting on the sideline and taking in some action and seeing some things from different perspectives can help out a player as well. So really,
I think it's the best thing. I think it's the best thing that could have happened for him is sit down for a couple of weeks and get things straightened out after that terrible, awful start that he had.
I don't mind that he's been humbled as well, right? I mean, I don't know if he was big-headed in the first place or whatever, but to see them go and trade a draft pick for Joe Flacco, and to see Mike White outperform him, even the third-string quarterback who went in there against the Colts, they've all played better than him, so he's definitely going to be grinding this week, because you don't get given anything.
And also for the first time in his career, he'll have Corey Davis and Elijah Moore on the field together as well, healthy and all that, which he didn't have when he was making those starts as well. So there's a lot of things I think in favor of the Jets. And I can't believe here we are, guys. We're week 12 of the NFL. All 3 of us are backing.
The only devil's advocate argument I can make is while we've been talking about backing the Jets, my left leg has completely fallen asleep. And so us talking about backing the Jets has partially paralyzed my body. So that might be a bad sign.